Hello everyone, Attack Power here with another Steel Division 2 League game with Jaapaasa and Steppeknight in Game 2 of Division 2. Let's dive right in here to Zbucyn. And on the left, in the red, we have Jaapaasa playing 26 Strelki on Maverick Income. And on the right, in the blue, we have Steppeknight playing 20th Panzer on Balanced Income. Two great old school divisions here. A nice non-mirror income. God, I love these two players. So let's dive right in here. Jaapaasa on the left, 26 Strelki, one of my favorite Soviet divisions. Not as strong as it used to be, still really solid, but several Soviet divisions I think have surpassed it in terms of effectiveness, but I still really enjoy this division. Pretty well-rounded, it's got a lot of good tools. So diving in here, Recon tab, really like just a card of snipers. The Infantry tab, 76 Infantry, we have the Sapri PP Shah for the early push, Avto Komroti, Avto Machiki, Gavardia DP, two cards of those, and the Sturmoviki Rocks, all here in A phase. B phase, Sapri and Strafniki, and C phase, Gavardia DP. I believe there's a second card of Sturmoviki Rocks. Kind of shocked not to see those. I'm quite confident there's two. So odd to me to pick the Sapri over that, but I guess he wants the flexibility. The tank tab here, T-34E, IS-1 Komroti, KV-1E, and the KV-85. The support tab here, Ognev Cheeky, 50mm mortar, Maxim, OB-25, ISU-152 in A and B, and the Studebaker ammo. The AT tab, M42 45mm, two cards of this, three in A and B phase, and an SU-85 card. AA tab, one of the worst things here, the M15s only two cards of them. The RD tab, we have Artilleris, SU-76, the Andrusia in B phase, and B phase also bringing the 280mm. The air tab here, we have the PE2R, the Yak 9 and Yak 9B, excellent fighter bomber, and the IL-237 with the small bombs and I'm pretty sure the AT buster guns. On the other side, 20th Panzer, a classic here and in balanced. Step, you're filling my heart with joy. The Recon tab, not great. We have the Aufklada here and Panzer 3M. The Infantry tab, 71 Infantry, Stolstrup, Panzer Grenadier DP, Sturm Pioneer, and Panzer Grenadier Panzerfaust, all in A phase. B phase, Pioneer SVT, and another card of Panzer Grenadier. And finally, C phase, Panzer Grenadier. Now, this one does not have a Panzerfaust, though. The tank tab, loaded up here, we have the Panzer 3L and Panzer 4H Hearth in A phase. B phase, Panzer T-34 and Panzer 4G, and finally C phase, Panzer 4H. Notice we do not have the vaunted Beutestangen in here. The support tab, very good. Flammenwerfer, Panzer 4 F1, MG42 all in A phase, along with a Grilla of K, and then ammo and another Panzer 3N in B phase. AT tab, Panzer Trek, FK 288, Pack 40, and then B phase, Martyr 1 and Pack 40 again. AA tab loaded up here. Gepards. Ugh, there's better AA in here. Why would you take that? Flak 43, 37mm, 88, and SDKFZ 71. The RD tab here, we have just the 81mm mortar and the Wurfrahmen. And finally, air tab here with the GO 145B, the JU 87 R2, and BF 109 G2 fighter, and finally a JU 87 D5 there, all in A phase. Actually, a really loaded up air tab for 20th Panzer. Their air tab isn't exactly strong by any stretch of the imagination, but he is definitely loaded up here. I like the build. I'm not a huge fan of the AA tab. I mean, I think you can get a second card of Flak 43, and I personally would just go for that. I'm not a fan of the 88s. I'm not sure what they kill in 26th. ISUs just bully you, and yeah, I don't see the point. But diving in here, if you guys enjoy this, smash that like button, subscribe for more Steel Division 2 content, and consider checking out that Patreon or YouTube membership. It really does mean a lot. Keeps us the channel going, supports me, gets you some cool perks on both of those things, and yeah, really means a lot. All right, early PE2R here right off the bat. Does get forced back by the double Gepard. I doubt it gets shot down, though. But the early Gepard's a good call-in. They're only 40 points pop, so small investment for what appears to be a pretty good payoff. At least he doesn't know. His northern flank didn't get revealed. We do see a GO 145 coming in, though. On the other side, OB-25 about to exact its first horrifyingly accurate shot, probably. Ooh, they get out just in time. GO does not get so lucky there. These are only 25 points, so they end up getting called in everywhere. Aufklada ends up running into the Sapri Shah there, and the MG42 in time to stop it? does stop them from getting to the FK-288, which is having a hard time getting aligned here. MG42 on target, though. Will the FK survive? It will after the big hit from the MG42. Can be easy to forget how much damage MG42s do when they're actually, like, up next to something. They're pretty devastating. Flammenwerfer wins out there in the forest. I'm not sure what they beat, whether it's a Sapperty or another Ognemachiki. But these early pushes here from Jaapasa's basically stopped cold. A whole bunch of armor going here into the center. The Panzergren DP were stopped. Ooh, Panzer 4 goes down immediately to the OB-25. This thing just too mighty. God, this thing is so broken. The artillerist actually spotted here. Getting that killed off is a pretty big deal. It takes the recon and the eyes away, though it still hasn't died. And now has a little bit lost. They can't see it anymore because the recon plane flew away. Now it got spotted again. No, the OB-25 under attack. In the center, though, the 45 mil hooking at all these infantry. Jaapaasa now on a 13-11, capturing this flag here in the center, burning out a Flammenwerfer there. And the artillerist still somehow alive. These two-man teams can actually be, like, weirdly resilient. And now he's falling back, so he's going to do even less damage. Can they get one more blast in? No! Oh, and the artillerist lives. That's a huge deal, actually. There's not a lot of radio in 26 Strelki, and the Su-76s really kind of need it. Along with that BR? The big 280 mil. So back to 12-12, though, as Stepp managed to grab this flag here in the center, actually. Stallstrup here have been very effective at holding up these much more powerful CQC troop. I really like Stallstrup now. At 15 points and you get 8 on a card, they're pretty fantastic, actually. Pretty busted. 50 mil mortar about to extract its vengeance on everything. Panzergren versus Strelki should be an easy win, and if this armor gets involved too, then it's an absolute destructive win. T-34 spotted. APCR missing. Second Panzer III does get the shot off with just AP and pens. Another APCR shot. Oh, and the AP bounces. The APCR doesn't do enough damage. Oh, and loses the Panzer III. T-34 is down, though. Not the most phenomenal trade, but it does work. Zis-3 actually gets caught out by the FK-288. Yeah, it does. Look at that. MG42 doing some work as well here. Avto gets held up. 50 mil mortar doing what it does. Absolutely tilting the scales in the Soviets' advantage here. Zis-3 is down from the FK-288. FK-288s are so fantastic. And the funny thing is, it's just a Zis-3. But the fact of the matter is, because it has radio, all of a sudden, all that range damage becomes really good. Panzer III, oh, I saw what Stepp was going for, and I respect the heck out of the balls, but, like, he knew there were infantry all over here. And he's seen the Sapperty PP Shaws around, so that was really ballsy. FK-288 immediately on this Zis-3. Looks like the MG42 is going to go down, though. Maxim has been repositioned to get that flag, but you pass it back to a 12-12 after losing the Ognemachiki here in the building. Stepp has to be careful, though. He needs to make sure he's actually focusing on trades. We saw last game, he is a pretty aggressive player and sometimes does not prioritize trading well. Zis-3 did pick up a kill on one of the Panzer IIIs there. Does want to keep this light armor alive. It's not expensive, so he's not losing a ton of points losing it, but it is extremely useful, so running out of it's not really a positive thing. There is an M15 here, and one in the center, so these Geos are extremely unlikely to get through and actually likely to die. Yep, already the M15 activating its fire. Geo immediately pulling out. I mean, Stepp's just trying to hold Jaapaasa up, although what Stepp really wants to do is actually perhaps score a couple points or take some good positions to actually make B-phase hard for Jaapaasa. And he really wants to trade well so that going into B-phase, the early extra points are actually just spent evening the score and not giving a major advantage. So, Flammenwerfer versus Avto here. I mean, Avto should win. Especially the Ognemachiki here as well. Stahlstrup did get in time, so they will hold that flag. Steppeknight actually at a 13-11, capturing this flag in the center, right here. As a chonky Stahlstrup card has been key. Okay, I was going to say, I have to imagine he sees this. Grilla now taking shots at this OB-25, and if it positions correctly, it can certainly go after this Gavardi DP, but it's a very tough to find a line on that. Panzer Grenadier, though, do find the Gavardi DP. Jaapaasa pushed a little bit too far, and now is getting punished for it. FK-288 doing a phenomenal job, actually, of picking up these Zis-3s one at a time. Zis-3s, I'm actually a fan. I view them as an assault gun that happens to kill tanks from time to time. I think if you play it like that, it's a much better unit than an AT gun that happens to do well at assault-like rules. Like, think of it more as an anti-infantry unit that happens to kill a tank from time to time, and not as an AT gun. And then it really actually functions quite well. And again, that's the FK is the same thing. Think of it more as an assault gun that does really good artillery and happens to kill a tank from time to time. Both players failed to micro their flame units out there, so they both take a flame hit. Stahlstrup owning up these Avtos here. Wow. I mean, they got forced out of the building and then just got eaten alive. The Yak 9B in to take out the Panzer Grenadier here and allowing these Gavardi DP to now capture this flag. Back to a 12-12. Although, Gavardi DP here might get hit by a guerrilla shot. Very possible. And a blast is away. Will it land is the question. It does okay. Didn't wipe it out. Sometimes you get the first shot and just immediately hits, and it's absolutely backbreaking. Okay, so the FK-288 and Panzer 4 here have spotted this Maxim and kills that off, which might put this flag back in Stepp's control, which would be huge. Flammenwerfer does throw down smoke, try to catch this Gavardi DP, but it does run away in time, and now the Flammenwerfer falls back into the woods. Any reinforcements? Yeah, Panzergren coming up here to reinforce. I do like the Panzergren DP in A phase. You really kind of need them there when you're playing balanced. Gives you the, like, more points to work with. So we see a big reinforcing here from Stepp up north to hold off this push. But the fact of the matter is, Jaapaasa has not actually committed very much to this northern push. The Sturmoviki rocks being obviously the most dangerous thing. These Avtos, while annoying, are definitely manageable. We've seen the Stahlstrup hold them up pretty well. The Flammenwerfer had the advantage before, but the Gavardia, like, returned their suppression, and the Flammenwerfer keep going to the edge of the woods for some reason. I'm not sure why, and they did get punished pretty hard that time for that push-out. Geo's coming in, looking for some empty ground. The M15, though, repositioning, actually. Probably will get the northern one, but maybe it won't reach. Yeah, it might not be able to reach the southern one. That one may get through. This 3 has spotted something. Oh, this Sturm Pioneer. Interesting. Both of these players, very strong players. Their micros on point all the time. So the Geo does not get through. But the FK-288 scored a nice hit there, really adding a ton of suppression, actually. In the center, Jaapaasa still held up pretty well here by Stepp. See the Stahlstrup coming after the Avtos, but they are in the yellow cover. That's a big deal. Panzer 3 needs to be really careful here, but he does get the shot off and allows the Stahlstrup to surrender that Avto. Big deal, actually. Clearing out one of those infantry. MG42 finding a Maxim. MG42 at equal veterancy should win that fight every time. Panzer Grenadier DP is now here and can finally beat out that Gavardia, which should flip that flag back and give Stepp another 13-11. And we're now into B phase, though, so the question is, how well can Jaapaasa leverage his points? There is quite a contingent of armor here, actually. I don't know if he's holding in response. Stepp playing very defensively. Personally, I love it, but should he be playing more aggressive is the question. I do like him valuing keeping those units alive. The Sturmoviki rocks unloading early. I'm actually surprised Jaapaasa just didn't keep pushing that, because now he's kind of screwed. He's out in the open with this unit. And the most important unit here, the Sturmoviki rocks, getting absolutely torn apart. He's not even moving it. Here comes the Yak 9B, though, about to ruin this day. Oh, my God, this is such a good fighter bomber. I would honestly say one of the best in the game. For price, damage, reload time, it is just a phenomenal fighter bomber. So now reinforcements needed down south if he really wants to hold that flag, which he probably does. It's an easy flag for blue to hold. Takes a lot of work for red side to take it. Gavari DP has pushed way up as well. And actually captured this flag, and now 13-11 for Jaapaasa. Some Martyr 1's coming in. Gepard is moving forward. I'm not sure if he actually expects this singular Gepard to, like, do a ton, or he just really wants this P2 to back off. ISU 152 has spotted the Gepard. Misses its first shot. Will Stepp respond? I don't think so. The Gepard just happens to be moving, but it's going to be very visible here, I think. No, it does get out of line of sight. It doesn't look like it, but apparently it is. Again, always hard to tell. Strelki gets caught out by the Grilla here. In the center, Panzer 3s and Panzer 4 on the move here. What do they spot? The Gavardia DP? No, the artillerist again. The Aufklada doing a nice job of spotting that. Panzer Grand in the woods can't hold up against 2 Gavardia DP. The Panzer 3 here in the middle of everything, gonna be the big holdup, especially because it's recon. Artillerist down, recon cut off. Pretty big deal, actually. Jaapaasa does not have a lot of recon. He's got 2 snipers, 4 snipers, I mean, and the 2 artillerists, and 2 of those are already dead. IS-1 getting hit by the Martyr 1 and the PAC-40. PAC-40 using APCR does get a penetration there. Martyr 1's not firing because they're on efficient shot. Not a fan. This is why I hate efficient shot. These are the moments where I just think it bones you so freaking hard. One of those could have penned this. I know it's unlikely, but like any sort of turn of this armor and you get the hit. Sniper wiped out by the Grilla now. Oh, this Panzer right across the map. 2K doesn't feel like a ton when you're on those big open maps, but on these maps, it feels like a lot. I don't know. Driver knockout now. Martyr 1's zipping in, but M42 is there. Already gets a pen on the Martyr. Oh, 1 Martyr down. He's trying to reposition. Tool. Martyr takes another hit. Oh, that hurt. Now he's just using AP anyway. And it's not even firing because it's on a efficient shot. I bet that shoots and not shoots. That was unfortunate for Stepp. He worked so hard. MG42 wiped out. God, these ISUs. They're so gross. I don't care what anybody says. Andrusia queued up, but the tanks have actually moved. Will he waste the shot is the question. I doubt it because the Gavardi's VP can see what's going on. And the IS-1 is dead. Not sure what got the final kill. I have to assume the pack. Because efficient shot is off, which means he finally turned it off and got the kill. Which, again, why you just turn that stupid crap off and let it fire. Even at that penetration, there's still a chance of getting a pen. Yak 9B flies right through that 20 mil because 20 mils are garbage. They're still garbage, guys. One of them is utterly useless. Panzergren did survive, though, 2 of them, and that's just enough to stop the 2-man Gavardi DP team. Although Strafniki now coming in. Panzer 3, if it can get through, that's a huge deal. Although there is an SU-85, but that has to get the right angle. If he can get this in, where's he going with it? Ooh, he has to be careful. That ISU-152 is still hunting around. It is down. Flag flips back to a 12-12. So a Verframming clears out the woods there. Taking out, I think, 2 infantry. Sturm Pioneer suddenly pushing forward here. As it looks like Stepp is the one making the offensive action here in B phase. It is a ballsy play. Panzergrens get 1 burst off and run away. The Panzer 3, yeah, finally moving here. Did see a Panzer 3 go down there as the KV-1Es move in, and that's going to be a problem. These are pretty effective. And the Martyr 1 was already damaged, goes down in 1 shot. Sturm Pioneer and Stolstrup go down here in the center, although the Gavardi DP do get caught out by some Panzergrens. Up north, the push has stalled from Jaapaasa. As his center push does pick up 1 flag so far, but that's not much. Zis-3 getting owned up there. KV-1E only just shooting at the infantry. Panzergren finding a free Avto. Panzer 4 did go down. Maybe the KV-1E did see something. Or maybe the Zis-3 just picked up that kill. Hard to tell. The Gavardi Strafniki did push forward now. The Panzer 3 didn't commit and now is losing a huge opportunity. I doubt he knows it, but he is missing a big one there. Oh, that was brutal. Oh, as the Andrusha absolutely wrecks both Panzer IIIs. Ouch. And now, Steppeknight's infantry getting totally caught out here by the armor. He's not reacting. Not sure what he's doing. I have to imagine he's focusing on this area. No? What exactly is he watching if not this? Up here? Strelki actually on return fire here to hold that flag. Jaapaasa at 13-11. It's not enough, though, and he's already at 17 minutes here at B phase. Strelki caught up by the guerrilla. Oh, the Panzer III's right here. Pack 40 finding the Su-85. Oh, the poor ace unit. Will it do nothing is the question. As most ace units do, will it do nothing? It will do nothing. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Will the Pack 40 find that KV-85? It will. KV-85 spots it, though, because there's an artillerist here. Gets the first shot off, misses. AP does pen that KV-85. Taking that out's a pretty big kill, actually. Strelki taking a big direct hit from the guerrilla up north. Sturm Pioneer does clear out a full Strelki. That's a pretty big kill, actually. It's a lot of points. Pack 40 struggling to finish off its prey, although it hasn't taken a hit yet. There it finally is. Driver knockout at the worst possible time. Pack 40 re-arming up. Will it get in time? Oh, it takes a big hit that time. And now needs to re-aim because it lost line of sight. Oh, it's taking a beating now. The KV-85. Does it get away? It does. So Strelki getting free wiped here. Werframen, oh my goodness, if that lands, oof. I mean, Stepp lost a lot of stuff there. He lost a lot of light armor, which is really holding things up. Werframen strike away. Strelki wiped out by the guerrilla. Pack 40 still alive, but barely. Yak 9 coming in to just hit those infantry. Doesn't know exactly where they are. Here comes the Werframen strike. Sapperty, big hit. Sapperty dead. Everything else pinned down. No other big damage. The bonus of the Werframen is it is very accurate because its range is quite low, but that also means you're not getting like as much like random kills as usually. It's really, you target it, you're expecting that unit to die that you're targeting. Andrusha on the return shot goes after the Werframen and misses because Stepp actually moving is already this time. Very nice. I feel like last game he didn't. I can't remember though. No, he didn't. That's right. I remember. He definitely did not. And Andrusha actually cuts off pretty early. Guess he didn't feel good about it. Jaapaasa out a 14-10, but the Panzer III that got left behind here actually paying off. Finding Skvardi bringing it back to a 13-11. But Stepp looking very weak in the center as we creep up slowly here to C-phase. Pack 40 slipped into a very nice spot here to pick up some transport road kills. Will it actually pay off? It does. Sapperty dead. Another Sapperty dead. Yeah, those are some nice kills. Yeah, this is a really nice spot if you can get a unit into this place. I'm shocked Stepp feels confident enough to bring in an 81mm mortar in the middle of B phase here. Usually, when you're the balance player, you're just focusing on all frontline units. Stepp has put a lot of stuff actually up north, and Jaapaasa actually has not. And based on what we're seeing here, I really feel like Stepp's actually trading quite well, based on how he's been able to deploy troops in other parts of the map successfully. KV-85 goes down to the heat shell of the Panzer III at max range. Wow. Stepp freaking got lucky there. Whew. Poor Jaapaasa on that one. Panzer III should be able to easily clean up this Skvardi DP. Really no danger of it. Pack 40 up north should get a free 45mm kill here. And it does. And we're now into C phase. Let the balanced power begin. Sturmoviki rocks absolutely dominating here, of course, as they should. But this is the most dangerous moment here. The next 5 minutes, Maverick income is at its maximum power. So Jaapaasa has to take advantage of this, or the door may shut for him, because he's really not ahead. Like, he has not picked up a ton of points, so he can't really sit back and be defensive. He needs to, like, do it now. This 45mm has gotten so much obscene value, it's kind of disgusting. That's what I say about this unit all the time. Yeah, it's so hard not to get value out of this unit. Look at it. It's so cheap. There's so much light armor in the game right now. It's an absolute chat of a unit. Martyr 1 needs to get on the right target. It does not. Panzer 3's APCR goes wide. It does get one off and lands a hit. Martyr 1 turning. Is it already damaged is the question. Missed? The APCR gets a very lucky crew fallback there. Does finish off the KV-1E. That's a big kill. Stahlstrup Ars revealed by the Strafniki there. Mortar finally going after that 45 mil. Yeah, I would have had enough of that thing as well. I mean, Jaapaasa does not need to push in. He just needs the flag. And the Panzergren obviously not really going to help here unless they find the corner. Although Jaapaasa looking very thin on both flanks here. The northern push from Steppe now making its way forward a little bit. Wonder why he moved the Pack 40 off of that position. But Steppe center here falling apart. 14-11 for Jaapaasa. Whole bunch of Panzer 3s and stuff coming in. Panzergren's a line of reinforcements to reinvigorate this center position here for Steppe. As Jaapaasa is now forced to start shifting a few units down south to reinvigorate his southern flank. Panzergren should easily win this against the Strafniki with the cover difference. Panzer 3 dodging an ISU-152 shot. Werframen strike absolutely decimates this infantry blob. That was a good hit. That was a good hit. He is following it up. He wants to get some caps there. I'm not sure if he will. Guerrilla now spots the Strafniki, and the Strafniki getting absolutely annihilated by these Panzergrens. Will the Guerrilla land a big hit as well? Just a little one. Will these infantry get the surrenders is the question. Ooh! No. The answer is no. But they might pin these down really fast. Really depends. Nope. Instead, the Panzergrens are just going to get overwhelmed by like 4 units. So, it happens. I respect the attempt. It unfortunately did not pay off. Although these Strafniki caught out in the open here. These are expensive units. These are 35-point units. This is losing Fallschirmjägers for those of you who mostly play Axis and don't know the Soviet units very well. Gepard not enough, but the T-34 actually did not die to this IL-2. And now the BF-109 gets on the back. Oh my god, the IL-2 is going to get away. These things are absolute mega tanks. It does go down, though. Notice the BF-109 would not have finished it. The Gepard actually finishes it off. And now the light armor makes it to the middle. I should say medium armor, really. It's light and medium. Makes it to the center and absolutely just crushes this push that Jaapaasa was trying to put together. Lost 2 Strafniki. Andrusha going after the Flak 43, actually. Interesting. So Jaapaasa potentially changing strategies here a bit. Going for some air dominance instead all of a sudden. I mean, he's got a great Air Force. The Air Force in this division is absolutely great. That Yak-9B absolutely destructive. IL-2 can help you manage armor. It's a good Air Force. KV-1E looks like it'll get a free shot here on some armor because the armor just pushing forward with no recon or anything. Like I said, Steppe is a very aggressive player. I feel like he loses a lot of stuff doing this sort of crap. And I'm not exactly sure. I mean, if it pays off, yeah, it's huge, but it doesn't seem to pay off that often, to be honest with you. Feels like he trades really well and then gives it all away in these big moments of just like, he keeps pushing for some reason. Yeah, like exactly like this kind of stuff. It just actually bounces the shell. Kind of shocked. ISU-152 takes a big hit from something. I actually have no idea what. Yeah, I have no idea what. One thing we haven't seen much of is Panzer IVs. And I know that Steppe has a lot of them. And we're now 26 minutes. Jaapaasa's income advantage now gone. They now have gotten an equal number of points. Pack 40 goes down to the Gvardi DP. Jaapaasa looking for other avenues to get points. He is starting to pick up a bit of a ticket lead here. Starting to get a little bit of a gap. Sniper does get killed there. Guerrilla finishes off the Zis-3. A nice kill there, but the KV-85's looking to get revenge. They don't, actually. This Oppo Blitz could be reloading this FK-288, which would be really helpful. Pack 40 finding the KV-85. Can it get the kill? The answer is apparently no. Panzer 3 goes down. Gives the Pack 40 more time to try to kill. This feels more like my Pack 40s where they bounce constantly. And the Pack 40 ends up trading, which is a good trade, but still feels like it should have just been able to kill it. Jaapaasa still with a pretty strong force here in the center, although Verframen looking to break that up a bit. Will it get those kills? So far, a pretty awful grouping for him. Yeah, that was a terrible grouping for that. Because the circle was like here, and they all landed up here. Very unfortunate. Yak 9B coming in, going to crush that Pioneer, re-flip that flag. Back to a 12-12, though. I mean, Stepp just needs to survive, technically speaking. By 35 minutes, his income should be pretty overwhelmingly advantaged. I'm not sure why this Panzer 3 isn't shooting more. Just because the loader's wounded? It's weird. At some point, the AA died, actually. Yeah, there it is. I have no idea. The Guerrilla. I think the Guerrilla saw it, or the Pack 40. Something saw it, which allows this GO to get back in there and maybe hit this Gavardia out. The center fight's still quite rough here for Stepp. That massive line of reinforcements already gone. Pack 40 picks up the ISU 152 kill. 100% worth losing that. That's huge. Woo! That was surprisingly damaging. And Jaapaasa really doesn't have much down south here. Guerrilla gonna find that Gavardi DP and clear that out. SDK of Z goes down? Not sure what it was pulling. Was that pulling a flak? No way. That's a big transport. The only thing I see that comes in that transport is a pack of flak 88. Wow, that's devastating if that's what he lost. Oh my god, they're so bad even when they get deployed. But to lose it before you even deploy it is just even more devastating. Martyr 1 gets a pen on that KV-85. Wow, JU-87s absolutely fail. Have they been nerfed secretly? They got a huge buff and resilience, but I swear to goodness they do not as consistently kill. It used to be if you got a JU-87 over and it had no suppression, it was a kill. Always. KV-85 trades in the Martyr 1. That's a bad trade for Jaapaasa. Great trade there for Stepp. Gavardi DP sneak in to get this flag again. Jaapaasa back to a 13-11. I mean, he's got to survive 20 minutes, and now he's got a bit of a ticket lead, so he's got a little bit of wiggle room, can play a little bit more defensively now. Ooh, the Gavardia TP picking up a side ship here on the Panzer 3. Stepp really not doing well for spawning for his tanks. He just keeps taking tanks and like shoving them way forward. I'm not 100% sure why. I mean, if it at least had a little bit of like air cover, I would get it, but these blind tank pushes, I'm not a fan of. And the KV-85 does go down to the spread out cluster of the JU-87. It was quite damaged, so I'm not surprised, but that is lucky there for Stepp. As his armor blob, Panzer Force have arrived and brings it back to a 12-12. As Jaapaasa's done a lot with very little here up north, I gotta say. It's quite impressive, actually. Strafniki gonna get some side shots here on the T-34. Again, why is he doing this? What exactly is he hoping to accomplish here? I just don't understand. Like, he's so lucky these Strafniki were just PTRD units and not any sort of, like, Panzerfaust or grenade or whatever. And down it goes to the Zis-3. Yep. Yeah, Stepp is just, like, wasted so much armor doing this over and over again. And now it's just a Panzer III standing out here. Like, at the beginning of the game, he felt very judicious with his armor uses, and now he's just like, oh, look it, I killed a guy. Let's just drive him forward further. Guerrilla getting hit by the Su-76, actually. Werframen strike. Okay. Anything following it up? Doesn't look like it. Maybe this, sort of. Although, I'm not sure if he's noticed the horrible reinforcement route that's taking. Looks like we're just going to have a dead Panzergren here. Yep. Panzergren's up north trying to survive the double teaming. I mean, Stepp has a lot of stuff here. I'm really surprised he hasn't pushed hard at... Really? BF-109 strafe? Yeah, that's kind of a waste of time. Werframen goes down to the counter-strike from the Andrusia. Oh! I thought he was moving it, too, but he didn't. But he did, but he didn't. Like, I saw the order for it to move. Interesting. He must have reordered something else? That's unfortunate. He only had one of those. No, he had two. Just kidding. He could call another one in. The beauty of balanced income. Steppeknight finally on a 1311. Pack 40 missing the T-34. Will it survive? Oh, wait, that's an FK-288. Sorry. Afto's going to wipe out these Panzergrens and Stepp losing another push. Panzer IV, though, might pick up a KV-85 here, which would be a good trade. No. Oh, okay. Lost line of sight. Decided to move. Not sure. Now it's doing a 2-on-1, which is a terrible fight. Yeah. Went from a great fight to a terrible one immediately. Stepp finally pushing forward down south. He doesn't see these right now, and he just can't seem to get a line on them. Guerrilla no longer in a position to see those. He'd have to push up pretty far. 12-12. I mean, Stepp's the one who's got to get his butt in gear here. Jaapaasa doing an excellent job, though, of keeping the pressure on despite being way under income now. Yak 9B probably going to finish off this Panzer III. Yep. And damages the Panzergren on top of it. Stepp grabbing a 1311 again, finally capturing this flag with the Panzergren literally walking out. Mortar really not getting used. I mean, we've seen it using, and obviously it's low on ammo, so it's obviously gotten used, but not like actively all the time. And another one here, not seeing much play. And again, Stepp's really not the one with time to sit here. Is the other Yak 9B strike going to wipe another infantry unit off the map? Yep, easy kill. And now Jaapaasa back to a 1311. Strelki Rocks now pushing through the woods. Jaapaasa still seems really strong here. There's no way that Stepp is out of infantry, but he just keeps calling in tanks. Like, we haven't really seen a infantry unit in quite a while, actually. See, tanks, tanks, tanks. Guerrilla finally spotting these Gavardi on the hill. Jaapaasa somehow pushing all the way back up to a 1410, excuse me. Stahlstrup getting range of the Gavardi DP. Take a ton of damage, though, to get there. And do surrender them just in time, flipping that flag back. Guerrilla finishing off one of the Gavardia, flipping that flag, bringing it back to a 12-12. I mean, still plenty of time here for Stepp. If he really breaks Jaapaasa here, he could certainly still get this. And now another random armor push. T-34 down. There's really no more AT here. I just don't understand. He's doing this and he can't see. Like, I'm fine with this if, like, he has any sort of, like, infantry or spotting of any sort. This Panzer Shrek, I suppose, would be the closest thing I could call to spotting. It's still so few infantry. All right, we're finally seeing Stepp, like, actually move to, like, actively really capture some flags. No, it's just nobody there. Verframen in again. To strike kind of in the middle of nowhere. Quite frankly, it doesn't do much. Gavardi DP finally dead. 12-12. Geo's coming in. I mean, if they're attacking here, they should get through. This one's pretty far back. Maybe not. Yak 9 coming in for an easy pack 40 kill. Oh, but there is an 88 now. And nope, it doesn't stop it. It actually misses, though. Geo's coming in. This one's actually not going anywhere. It's just flying over. Stepp building up quite a force here in the center. A lot of Panzer IVs. The Geo should reveal that Jaapaasa's position here not actually super strong. Most of the infantry almost dead. Ju-87 going for the Andrusia. Wait, is it going to get stopped or not? It looks like it will. All those Ju-87 at max range. No, it doesn't get by. And this ZSU right up here. Although this one's out of ammo now. That's the other big issue with the M15. It runs out of ammo. Like, legit, just out. Pack 40 still dicking around. Stepp on a 13-11, starting to pick up points again. We've seen at least one Panzer IV down. M42 just out of position there. I just don't understand why he keeps doing this. They're not even good pushes. Like, they're just, like, into the maws of armor. Panzer IV bounces at this range. Kind of bummer. I mean, at least this is an actual infantry push here. Might get this flag, potentially. 14-11 now for Stepp. Andrusia gonna get the mortar? Looks like it might. Yep, Stepp not doing a great job of keeping his arty on the move and loses it because of it. Punishment fits the crime. 15-9 now for Stepp. Yak 9B does wipe out one Panzergren, but now the armor blob pushing forward. T-34 shooting. Oh, this M42. Yeah, once he clears these out, he can finally move forward. Panzer Grenadiers should be able to kill this M42, but will they save the Panzer IV? Probably not. Okay, I thought they were going in the building here, and they actually would, like, serve a saving purpose. Nope. Another Panzer IV dead. Werfram going to clear out the single unit of infantry there, giving another flip here to Stepp as Jaapaasa's front line now falling apart. Stepp finally being able to leverage enough of his overwhelmingly superior income at this point. ISU 152 now in. What is it shooting at? The Stahlstrup, perhaps? The T-34, actually. Guerrilla seeing the Gavardia DP. Oh, and it actually misses. With that, it'll flip back to a 15-9 here again. Ju-87 coming in. The M15 died to, I think, one of the Panzer IVs or something that drove up here. Will it land this time? Of course it will. Ju-87 failing again. What is with these things? Smart people, tell me, has this unit been secretly nerfed? I don't understand. It legitimately used to be almost a definite kill, and now it's like barely gets one. It's like turning into the IL-2 cluster where it's like this unit is essentially useless. Which is really bad because this is a really key unit for a lot of Axis divisions. And Axis divisions are already on the struggle bus. The Soviets are on the run here, and Jaapaasa surrenders. 43 minutes and 7 seconds. Great game there. Great turnaround, I should say, here for Stepp. Trade's almost equal. Really impressive here from Jaapaasa, actually, considering that they were, you know, 20-some minutes into C phase, and he still managed to hold even kills. Yak 9B, absolutely devastating. M42 Zendrusia. Wow. Value, if I've ever seen it. It is pretty. Those the bigger rockets, so the Nebel 300, the Andrusha, even the Nebel 210, they can get so much value. They're so devastating to get hit by. There's not a lot you can do to counter them if your opponent is moving them. Guerrilla getting a ton of value. This was the one down south, clearing out all that stuff. Werfram did pretty well. It definitely had an effect on the game, no doubt about that. 81 Mortar was doing stuff, I suppose. I just didn't see it. I suspected as much. I just wasn't watching it. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, hit up that Patreon or that YouTube membership. Make sure to check out Game 3. Thanks a bunch, guys, and have a fantastic day.